They operated on me 6 weeks ago on my spinal cord, and so that made me where my right leg wasn't paralyzed. But up here up on top, I've got this T5 is what its number is, and it got blasted into thirds, and so the three pieces of that one vertebra are going around by my heart and my lungs and my spinal cord, and they can't operate. And I wear this other one because I had it operated on a few weeks, 6 weeks ago.
Okay. Okay.
So I have killed a number of people with a 50 caliber. I was in the army until I got hurt, and then they were gonna make me get out. But I also had a pharmacy degree, so the Air Force let me get in, and so I finished up in the Air
In the
Force.
first.
I was in the army until I got hurt, and then they were gonna make me get out. But I also had a pharmacy degree, so the Air Force let me get in, and so I finished up in the Air
In the
Force
first. Okay.
because they needed pharmacists so bad they were willing to take me.
Wow.
So that's how I finished up my 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're working as pharmacist here at
Yes,
the
sir.
store.
Part
Okay.
time. I can't work full time because I can't stand to stand up that long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty painful.
Okay. What time did you start work today? Did you come in the morning?
Yes, sir. I started work. I got there at 20 minutes until 9.
Okay.
I got there 8:40, and then the person with the key came at 8:50, and then we opened the store at 9 o'clock.
Okay. And that's when it usually opens, 9 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It always opens at 9, 6 days a week.
Okay. And then when this happened, it was getting ready to be closing time. Is that
Yes,
right?
sir.
It was about 6 o'clock.
Here's what happened.
Okay.
It was 10 minutes till 6.
Okay.
And what we do, see, our store has been hit many times with burglaries, and then it had an armed robbery a year ago. But the other pharmacist was on, and then the three black men beat them up and stole their wallets and their money and all the narcotics. So since then, we take the narcotics off the shelf and we put it. He got a great big safe, and every night at the same time we move the narcotics and put them in the safe. So if a burglar comes in, because I mean it was bad. They had like 8 burglaries in a year.
Oh, okay.
So, but only one armed robbery. And so we lock them up in there, and then that way, when we had a burglar get in and he couldn't find anything, we saw him on a picture and then on a video cam, and he was looking for stuff and he couldn't find anything. But anyway,
It's all locked up, huh?
yeah, what was happening was
Uh-huh.
we were getting ready to lock up, and I had some narcotics in my hand, and then the girls were Jean, the older lady, and the other one is named Megan, and that's her daughter.
Okay. And is this you three?
Yeah, just
Okay.
us three. So we weren't real secure. So all of a sudden, it was like an unreal thing. I had this, and I was behind the counter, and all of a sudden I saw these 2 black guys with gray masks, and it was like, I don't believe that. And then they had guns, and it was like unbelievable. And then they said, excuse the language, but
It's okay.
anyway, I'm sure you heard it before, but the ladies were right by the register, and they said, I want all your fucking money and all your fucking drugs. And so I had told them if anything like that ever happened, to go into the back and I would take care of it.
Okay.
And so they went to the back, but then the guys got real mad because they didn't get it, and they started shooting. And so they shot, and I backed up, and I hit my back where it would hurt it more, and then I got grazed right here, but it's cleaned up now. Police cleaned it up and
Okay.
bandaged it, and so they got 2 shots off at me, and then I reached in my drawer and I grabbed out my Keltec, and I grabbed my Keltec out of my pocket, and then I grabbed my Judge out of the where I keep it. And I had the Judge with 1 shotgun shell, 1 .45 long coat, 1 shotgun shell, like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so then they said, he's got a gun. And so they continued to fire, and then I started firing, and I took the one on the left and I shot him, and then the other guy ran out of the store, and this one I ran by him, and he was still up there, and he was gonna hit me as I went by. So of course I would have been a goner because with all this, and so I had the Keltec, so I just unloaded it on him, and then he fell down, and then I chased the other guy out, and all I had left was I had the Judge, but it only had, I think, 3 shots left, because I think I shot the other guy with it too, because he was the closest to me. But I ran around the corner, and then we got around to the corner of the store, and there was another black guy, and he was in a Oldsmobile, a white Oldsmobile, and the left rear hubcap was missing.
Okay.
I did do just what I had to do. So it's not a deal where you have a big choice.